I don't have the ability to just sit and just let something happen. Hey guys, welcome back to another video. My name is Michelle and today's topic is being patient with yourself. Being kind to yourself also. The reason that I decided to talk about this today is because I sometimes need to remind myself of that. Being patient with myself or being patient in general is something that I have always struggled with, and it's something that I have learned, like, it's a downhill battle when you are in other countries because their focus is not necessarily money the way it is in America. Like, I'm not gonna say everyone in America is money hungry. I don't want to make it seem that way, but I feel like we do care more about money than we do having a family or having certain things. And I feel like in other countries, especially like in Latin America, they really do value being in nature, being with other people that they care about, and just like being present in their lives. And for the most part, I feel like they are okay with being patient when it comes to things that are important. So for example, in America, we order things express on Amazon. Like, if we feel like, oh, I don't have the patience to go to the grocery store and look around, then we order grocery delivery, or we order Amazon if it's something that we know we may be able to go to a store for, or they may have it and you can really call them and see. But again, we don't have that patience. We don't have the patience with each other when we're having a conversation and you're finding it really hard to pay attention to someone because you don't have that attention span to do so, or you really do not care, or you feel like your time is so valuable. In reality, all of our time is valuable, and you end up wasting another person's time when you are unable to be patient. And I say that because in America, we are used to like complaining our way into getting things that we want. And in this past almost year of being a nomad abroad and being outside of America and seeing like what people prioritize, it really has made me like take a look at myself and really say that I'm not patient at all. Like, I felt like I was a somewhat patient person, especially when it comes to other people, but not necessarily like I said, myself. And what I realized is that even when you're not being patient with yourself, if you are in an environment with someone else, so like for example, I'm a very anxious person, and again, that's where the impatience comes from, is the anxiety. But my partner is a very like calm, for the most part, calm, level-headed. Like, everything will not get like a reaction. And so I'm the opposite, where it's like doing everything will make me anxious. And when you are so anxious to even do anything, then you lack the patience. So like for me, sometimes I'm on my period. I really don't like going outside on my period. And if you have PCOS, please comment or leave a red heart if you know the struggles of like bleeding a lot. Like, y'all, I can go through a whole pack of pads in maybe 3 days with how much I bleed. Like, I constantly have to change. So when you lose a lot of blood, I don't know like the word for that, but when you lose all that blood, you lack the energy, right? And so I didn't want to go to the store. But I also know that me being impatient about going to the store where I could physically see everything that I need to get versus trying to order it through an app, which when you order it through the app, that could take like 2 hours. Like, I really want y'all to understand like how sometimes like we don't make sense with the things that we do in our mind because we are impatient. And so I have been saying, yeah, I'm gonna go to the store. I'm not going to continue to order because it does not work out. And they be bringing stuff that's expired and I never get the money back. And we don't have disposable income really. So it's stupid to, I don't want to say it's stupid because let me backtrack. I'm only talking about myself and my own issues with anxiety, and I'm just breaking it down in a simple way. So I don't want anyone to think if you are an anxious person and you deal with any mental health issues, I am not coming at you or anything. But I know that I get so impatient around like going outside, and I really just don't sometimes want to go deal with people because I don't like being followed when I go to the store, and I don't like getting a rude driver to go to the store, and blah 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 blah, all these other people that are making me feel like because of my anxiety and because of the impatience that comes from the anxiety, like I'm like, I don't want to deal with it. I really don't. I'm sorry. Like, I'm just like, please, like, I can't. And let me tell you, I decided to give it a chance and order. Honestly, started having like a little breakdown because it took, I want to say like fully almost 3 hours to order the items, and I knew everything wouldn't come and everything didn't come, and then I had to order from another store and everything didn't come from there. So in total, I maybe wasted 4.5 hours of my own time. When I'm saying that I'm being impatient, right? Like I'm saying, I don't have the patience for this. Like, I don't have the ability to just sit and just let something happen. Like, I want to know, like, anyone who deals with anxiety knows, like, you want to know what it will be because in your mind you've created all these scenarios. And honestly, sometimes, like, once you experience something in a certain way, like for example, it has been many times of like grocery deliveries not working out, and not just here. Even when I used to live back home in America, same thing. You could order whatever, but if it's not there, they don't have it. Or if the driver doesn't want to find everything, then they won't have it. But the funny thing is, the lack of patience I have with myself and the way that I can get worked up, it led me to go, maybe it would be easier to order. And now tomorrow I need to go to the grocery store because I need acai. So I got fruit and stuff, and we're going to be freezing fresh fruits so that we can put it into smoothies, so that we can have smoothie bowls and eat a little bit lighter because it's hot where we are. And we've been wanting to do it, and our host got a new blender, so I really want to be able to use it as much as I can. I just want y'all to know that it would have probably been so much easier for me to go to the first store and pick up from the second one because they're both in the same neighborhood, but I didn't want to deal with it. I didn't have the patience. And to be honest, when I go to the store, and even if it's multiple stores and they're in the same area, I can get everything done, get transportation, and be back home, say an hour and a half, because it does depend. Like, for example, when I was in Costa Rica, if I wanted to go to like a certain store, I maybe will be driving about 20-30 minutes. And so where I am now in Colombia, that's how it is. I will have to drive or get a ride 26 minutes. And so for me, sometimes, again, focusing on the anxious and being overwhelmed, I'm like, I don't want to do that. Like, it's 26 minutes. But I would take 2 26-minute rides and 30 to 45 minutes of shopping over 4 hours. And I just wanted to remind anyone who is watching this that it really is, you have to be patient with yourself, and you have to sometimes just stop, take a deep breath, and realize that the thing that you are being impatient about, sometimes it just doesn't work out. Going back to the being patient with yourself, I really think that that is an important trait to have in the world that we live in today, because of social media and the impact that it has on just everyone's lives. Like, you are able to see so many different types of lives and experiences and things that most people used to like maybe see in a magazine, or if a friend sent them a postcard, or you know, if they went and had an experience themselves. But in reality, we get to have access to everything all at once, and it creates this unhappiness and uncertainty, like within ourselves, who we are, what we have, what we should be happy about, what we should or shouldn't be proud of ourselves for doing. I don't know, it's so easy to obsess over what you are doing wrong and how fast you are doing it, and if you are a good or bad person because something isn't done in a certain way or in a certain length of time. And I've always been someone that, like, for me, I can easily get frustrated. Like, if it's something that I want to do and I feel like, okay, I'm not getting it that very first time, I will just say, forget it. Like, I no longer, like, I don't care. I don't want to, I just don't want to deal with it, because I'm like, I really be like, wow, I don't have the patience. And when you look deeper at the lack of patience that we tend to have with ourselves, it's just like the self-critic that you have created in your mind because of past experiences or the way that other people treated you. It will really just drive you crazy if, again, like I said, you're not getting something like the first time. Like, I started this YouTube channel January 2022. And if you look back at my very old videos, I think like one of my first videos, if I'm not mistaken, my first video was me doing my makeup. And I already knew a little bit like on how to film. I did not know how to edit. And I tell y'all, it took me literally, I want to say 40 something hours just to edit that video. And the video wasn't the greatest. And I was like devastated that, oh, I plan to get the video up. I'm posting, oh, I'm gonna have this first video up. I'm gonna have this first video up. Did I get the video up in time? No. To me, I feel like, forget it. Like, it's no point in me even putting the video up because I didn't do it at that time that I set for myself. I just got so frustrated, but I decided, you know what? You never know. And we often feel like if we miss something, that we miss this chance. And people say, yo, you only have so many chances in life. And I feel like the reason that we feel like we have limited chances is because we stop trying. And I know me, myself, I'm guilty of that, of just like, I don't have the patience to even grow. I don't have the patience with myself because I'm thinking back to things that I failed at, but I didn't really fail because in those moments I was learning and stuff like that. Going back to the first video, I posted it, and then I decided, you know what? I've always wanted to talk on YouTube. I've always wanted to do makeup on YouTube. And so I kept going and trying. And for a while, like, I did okay as far as posting like a little bit at a time, you know, trying to get into posting reels and just building the patience to see myself grow in something after really just taking a break from really being like creative because I was focused on work. And if you don't know, I've been unemployed for a year. So almost, like this week will make it a year. Before that, I was so lacking patience for myself or anything that I wanted to do because I was in survival mode and I was constantly worrying about losing my job that I did eventually lose. And I was so worried about a new job and where I was living, and I was just so focused on like many things at once that I felt like I needed to do. And so I didn't have the patience with myself. And I keep saying patience because it's very important to understand like my point of like things do take time. And if you were to look at my videos from 2022 when I first started, and then for me, I feel like I have to be able to be creative even if I don't necessarily share it. But if I do want to share something, then I do want it to be presentable in my eyes. And so for a while, like maybe 8 months, I didn't post on this channel. Like I feel like I would try to like post some reels here and there. Like I tried to get into reels, and then even I just stopped with that. And I just said, I don't care. I don't have the time. Like I don't have the energy for the things that I enjoy doing. And it's especially hard if you are someone who you have made money from being creative before, and you're doing so much creative work and you're not getting paid for it. But I still like to do it, and when I don't do it, I'm not happy like at all. So I had to understand that about myself of like, I'll need to do it for me because I have things that I want to do that relate to these things. But I was willing to put my own growth and self-discovery on hold because I didn't have time, make the time for myself to still do the things that I've always wanted to do or that's important to me, because I really just didn't feel like I made the room for myself where it's okay if you do this video and it gets 5, like my old videos have 5 views. And even some of my videos that I've done, even though I've gotten more consistent, even if that's once a week or it was every 2 weeks, and right now I'm doing really well with 2 weeks. But so y'all, I had to keep trying, and I've had to keep getting comfortable with like filming stuff, and it may look good to me one day when I'm filming it, and then another day I'm like, okay, well, I can't use this, but what can I do? Like, you know, just for myself, like some stuff I've recorded, it's not gonna be in a vlog. It's not gonna be on this channel or on my social medias. It's for me because I just wanted to have something of myself to look back on of where I created something, and where I'm trying to at least be okay with the fact that you will always have growing to do. You've been doing something for 5 days, a year, 5 years, a couple of months. Like, you don't take the energy that you decide to put out into the world and you put that back in yourself. Again, you could be patient at work, you could be patient with your partner, but when you don't do that with yourself, then that starts to dip into those other things. It's easy to make another person anxious because of your lack of patience, and you could be so worked up on something going a certain way because it has to be done quickly. Just like, it just reminds me of like when you're a kid and you really want a toy, right? And not wait, like I'm not waiting for Santa Claus. I want it right now. You want this toy, you've been begging your parent for this toy whole year, right? And you're begging your parents for this toy. You're like, I have to have this new Barbie dream house. And guess what? You did all that to rush wanting it, right? And then when you get it, you realize, well, I was rushing. Do I even really know what I want because I was rushing? And then 2, you don't even play with it that long. You wasted all your energy saying like, oh my goodness, like focusing on that one thing and how it could go wrong if you didn't get it and how stressful it would be, right? And then like, for example, today I was rushing about the groceries. I didn't get everything I needed. Imagine you're waiting for food that you actually need to eat, especially because I have chronic health issues. Starving. You'll end up making something, just can pull the joy out of something when you're not patient with yourself. There's no need for the way that we watch things that we never know if are in real time, what's scripted, what's real these days. We truly do not know that anymore when it comes to social media. And it's like people feel like, it's like you just feel like your world is ending because you didn't do something in a certain amount of time. Time passes and you have to like literally look back about certain things and you go, I was so impatient and I was so worried and I was so like not able to be present because of constantly putting this air of like for not instant gratification, but we just need to learn that things take time. For example, if you're going to the grocery store, there's not always really like main issue that people have with going to the grocery store is because no one wants to waste their time standing around finding stuff. But it's like we can understand more as an adult that if you have a grocery list and you know what you want, it's going to help you at least go, okay, these are things that I came here with in mind. And you could be that person that says, okay, I came here with my list, I'm going to get it, that's it. I just think that we, like as a society, we really do owe ourselves more than making everything like a negative experience. And I feel like if your mindset is stuck on where you need to be and then you really don't have anywhere to be, like, okay to be standing at the store and it's okay to take an hour and a half if you need to get the things that you need and want. We, like as a society, we just don't care for like the experiences of things, no matter what it is. Like, going to do certain processes is not going to be as easy. I feel like when you are always rushing to get somewhere, but it's really nowhere that you're going, you gotta think about why you do that and think about why you don't give yourself the space to waste your time. Because sometimes wasting your time is not a waste.